more about the cause of West Papua, I'm willing and ready to meet, as I'm sure is President Pejuang. We're looking to you for support in this important matter. The European Parliament and the European High Commission are the best hope of securing human rights for the people of West Papua. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now it's floor is for Jojo Mehta.
Thank you very much, President Pejuang. I'm Jojo Mehta, co-founder of Stop Ecocide International, alongside UK barrister and legal pioneer, the late Polly Higgins. And I'm bringing in a slightly different piece to this discussion, which is very much connected. Our organisation began in 2017 as a grassroots campaign calling for the recognition of ecocide, mass damage and destruction of nature as a crime. Polly herself is sadly no longer with us, but many more were inspired by her example, and 4 years on we now find ourselves at the heart of a fast-growing global cross-sector movement to support including ecocide under international criminal law, alongside genocide and war crimes. Our ultimate aim is to create accountability for key decision makers in government and industry, but also a shift in mindset, since our globally dominant culture is so alienated from the natural world we depend on that we treat it as an infinite bank of resources to be disposed of as we see fit. And we are now witnessing the consequences of that globally. We all know you can't apply for a license to kill people for your new business, much as in practice such killing can and does happen, as West Papuans are tragically aware. To do so would be both criminal and criminally insane. We need to cultivate a similar, healthy taboo around destroying the natural world if we are to protect the ecosystems that allow us to thrive, and criminal law has the capacity to do that. Making ecocide a crime can provide the legal guardrail to steer us back from the precipice and also to stimulate strategic change in the right direction. We could think of it as a health and safety law for the planet and for ourselves. And it is gaining political traction around the world. The conversation is on public record now at parliamentary and/or government level in 21 ICC member states. Indeed, the Navarran Regional Parliament just passed a resolution supporting ecocide law. Why, you may wonder, am I speaking about this today at the launch of International Parliamentarians for West Papua at the EU? Well, there are two reasons, and allow me to tell you two stories. When we launched in 2017, it was to crowdfund the cost of sending Polly Higgins and a small team to the UN in New York, where the International Criminal Court, the ICC, was holding its annual assembly that year. The team were putting on an exhibition and a side event on ecocide in West Papua. As West Papua is home to some of the world's most extensive pristine rainforest, as well as some of the world's biggest reserves of gold and copper, it is no wonder that the subject of ecocide is deeply relevant to the territory. Mines like Freeport have created devastation and pollution on a massive scale. And no wonder that the occupying power covets that territory and will go to criminal lengths to control it. Make no mistake, investing in Indonesian operations in West Papua means supporting severe human rights violations by an armed occupying presence, as our exhibition would show. Our close associates, Forensic Digital Investigation Team Interpret, had correlated satellite mapping of abuses, disappearances, and subsequently abandoned villages in West Papua with the arrival of Indonesian extractive ecocidal projects, mines, and palm oil plantations. It was the first time that this correlation had been brought to light, because without the digital satellite evidence, it had not previously been possible to join the dots over space and time, so to speak. And a strange thing happened at the UN in 2017. Whenever our team booked a room for the side event, the booking would mysteriously disappear by the next day. Invitations had to be revised 3 times because of these strange system errors. Still unexplained. Then an even stranger thing happened. Indonesia, which is not an ICC member and therefore did not have the standing to do this, interrupted the plenary session of the Assembly to warn delegates that our side event should not be attended and that it was all lies. Naturally, rather like banning a hit record, this piqued the curiosity of delegates, and a good number of would-be attendees turned up at the designated room, the third one, only to find security guards preventing entry. Why might they have been there? We can only speculate. No counter-evidence to the exhibition materials was forthcoming. As you can imagine, our solidarity with the West Papuans' desire for self-determination and independence, and our affinity with those Pacific sister nations standing with them, in particular Vanuatu, was firmly cemented at that time.